Marie here, welcome to my channel, and today I thought I would do another review video. It's going to be kind of in the same light as the Wet n Wild one that I did, so I'm going to take you throughout my day, but I thought I would incorporate kind of the claims of the products and see how they stand up. So we're going to call this series, Is It What It Claims to Be? And we'll kind of go along and see how things turn out. I'll apply it on my eyes, we'll talk about the product, and then I'll take you through my day and you'll get to experience it and see whether it actually lives up to all its claims. Now, the line that I'm going to be talking about today is called Kiss New York Professional. And the first product that I ever tried from them is, of course, the Kiss Ever Easy eyelashes. And I absolutely love those eyelashes. I think they're fantastic. So over the course of the past year, what I've noticed is more and more of the Kiss Professional products are coming into our London Drugs in Canada. So yeah, all of a sudden I was in well, I actually was in Sephora, but then I went over to London Drugs and I was looking at the Makeup Revolution products, and there were two reps from Kiss New York Professional there. So they kind of lured me over to their section and started talking to me about the products. And I was really attracted to this one shade, and it came in a single shadow for $5.95, I think it was, or it came in the palette. And the palette was $19.99. The shade that I was excited about was this burgundy color right here. I just think it's beautiful. And so I decided to get it, and because I got it, they gave me a gift of this, it's called the Queen Creamy Lipstick, and it's in the color Unpredictable, which is this weird gray color, which I was super excited about trying. So we're going to look at the eyeshadow palette and this lipstick and see if they actually hold up to the claims and see if they are what they claim to be. And yeah, I'll take you through my day, all of that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the palette first. This is called the Goddess palette, and it's just your standard like plastic packaging that you see in lots of drugstore products. It's not flimsy, it's pretty sturdy, so that's good. It comes with one of these little doohickeys, and it also has a brush. Also, the box on the back has 3 different looks that you can choose from and try from them. I wouldn't bother with that. So anyway, the brush is the first thing in here, and this is the eyeshadow palette. What do you think? So I'm going to just read the claims real quick, and then we will move forward. It says, a set of 12 universally favored eyeshadow colors delivered in a variety of textures. Transform your look from natural to glam. Versatile colors suited for every occasion. Soft, velvety, and blendable texture provides crease-free wear, and a high-performance brush is included. So let's just start with the high-performance brush. This is it. And I would not say it's a high performance brush. So it's fine, like it's a sturdy brush. These are packed in good. I haven't noticed anything coming out of it. It would work as a small little packing brush, or maybe for doing underneath your eyes. So it's not useless, but it's certainly, it's pretty tiny. So it's a typical kind of brushes you get with palettes, which I never care about, but it's fine. So the next thing that it talks about, it says a variety of textures and versatile colors. So these are the colors in the palette. Definitely you could go from a natural look to a glam look, no problem with this. As far as textures are concerned, I would say yes, it does have a variety of textures. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 matte, 1 matte with some glitter suspended into it, so almost 5 mattes, a super glittery shade, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers in the palette. So yeah, like a decent variety of finishes on the shadows. The one thing that I noticed in this palette is, although it has light enough shades for me, which is awesome, there isn't really a great transition shade, so you could possibly use these two. This one's too dark. I use this one as my transition shade in the video, and then mix it with this one Both of those are shimmery, but they're not amazing shimmers. So it's not like it's like putting glitter on your crease. So it's definitely workable. So the colors, yeah, like I said, you can get a drama look, you can get a more natural look. The one thing that I noticed, the color that really drew me in was this one. And I almost bought the single, and then I went for the whole palette simply because of that shade. And like, it's beautiful, and when you swatch it, it looks amazing. So it's super thick and creamy, and then when you apply it to your hand, like, look at that. Look at that! It's amazing. So it looks so phenomenal. What disappointed me, and this was to me, the star of the palette. Once you start blending it out, you lose a lot of that red pigment, and it starts to look brown. And that's the one thing that I notice with shadows. If you get a higher quality burgundy shade, it has a little bit more red pigment. And so as a result, when you start to blend it out, like, let's face it, burgundy is made up of red and brown. It's going to still have more of a red shade than this. So this just looks like a reddy brown to me rather than that intense burgundy shade. So I was quite disappointed in that. But as you could see, like, it blends quite nicely. Now, the problem that I found with this palette, or I guess it's not really a problem, but the thing that you have to be careful about when you're blending the shadows, they do blend easily. So yes, yes to that one. But they blend, you can easily overblend them. So they can blend away to nothing if you're not careful. And then when you're blending shadows together, one of the signs of a good eyeshadow palette is you're going to be able to get a lot of color differentiation. So you're going to be melding the colors together, and you want it blended so it looks seamless, but you definitely still want to see color, like differences in color. So, you know, you want to be able to see the transition shade. You want to see the purple, you want to see the burgundy, and you can do that with this palette. I was able to do it, I think, but you have to be super careful because you can easily overblend it into it looking really muddy. The first time I used the palette, I was feeling really frustrated by that. So as long as you're mindful of that, I think it's a great palette. So yeah, that's my only kind of qualifier. The other thing is, as far as payoff is concerned with the shimmery shades, they're not super metallic, and the shimmer to me is a little cheap. So it looks okay, but it's a bit dull. So if you're wanting metallic-y or it to really pop, you're gonna have to use a Fix Plus or something like that. And even then, you're not gonna get a major metallic look, but you can get like at least a little bit of a better sheen from it. Yeah, so I am going to now swatch these for you so that you can see what they look like, and then we'll move on to the lipstick. So this is the lippy that I got for free, which was really excited, and it's called the Queen Creamy Lipstick. And this is in the color Unpredictable, and I really like this color because it's basically gray, and I just thought it was super funky. So the claims on this product are that it says the hybrid of lipstick and lip gloss that provides a velvety, luminous, matte finish. How bizarre. Unique creamy formula that delivers a rich semi-matte finish, ultra soft, comfortable velvety texture that glides effortlessly onto lips. Just a single swipe renders a completely bold finish, non-drying formula guaranteed, luxury design container, and easy to use applicator. So that's a mouthful. First of all, the packaging, absolutely awesome. I just love it. I think it's super high-end looking. It's just really neat. As far as the doe foot applicator is concerned, it's more of the paddle style, but it's a little bit narrower than some of the ones from NYX. And on my little narrow lips, this works really well. So yeah, can get in there, not too hard at all to use it. As far as the smell is concerned, it doesn't have a smell, like it doesn't have a foodie smell or anything like that. It has a bit of a smell. Smells more like chemical kind of smell, but it's not horrendous. It's not overpowering where I put it on and I can smell it or taste it or anything like that. As far as the color is concerned, that's one swipe, and it definitely is opaque. So that's the swipe. I'm just gonna go like this so that you can kind of see. Look at that. I just love this color, and it doesn't go on patchy at all. I think it's an amazing color. We'll go ahead and try this baby on. So to start, I've lined my lashes with MAC Stone and Prestige Lip Liner in Silk. So that's one kind of pass. I haven't re-dipped the brush. And that's it. Brush, I'm just gonna go into this kind of light cream shade right there. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is go into this shade right there. Okay, then I'm going to go into this purple shade right here. I'm gonna now take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into that same purple shade right here. And I'm just gonna build that up on the outer crease and just kind of deepen it up, just concentrate the color a little bit more. Kind of on the deepest part of my crease and then the outer V. Fairly good. The thing that I've noticed when I've used the shadows in the past is they kind of will blend together too much, so then the color's muddy, but so far that's what we have. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to go into this deep burgundy shade. Okay, now I'm going to take a kind of more of a C packing brush and I'm going to go into this lightest shade. It's a bit more shimmery, this one here, and apply that to my lid. Let's grab the Fix Plus and see if I can get a little bit more shimmer glimmer. And I'm going to just spray the product and apply it. Oh yeah, that gets you a bit better bang. Now I'm going to take a little pencil brush and I'm going to go into the burgundy shade right there and just place this on the outer third of my eye. Take the same brush and go into that purple again. And I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and I'm going to go back into this shade right there and blend those two colors together just on the outer part here. I'm going to take that lightest shimmer shade and just go on the inner corner. And then I'm going to take this white color, or this light cream color right there, and just put that right at the brow bone. So now I'm going to put eyeliner on, put my mascara, my falsies, and then I will be back. So this is the final look with the eyeshadow on. So that's it for this portion. We are now going to move on throughout my day. You'll get to see how these products wear. Right now it is 11:33. So I will take you throughout my day and we'll see how these wear, and yeah, we'll see if they completely live up to their claims, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the day. See you in about an hour or so. So it is 12:51. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And this is what we've got so far. I'll show you the lips. I haven't eaten anything yet, so there's not really much to talk about there. This is the eyeshadow. So You get to see kind of close up. There's no doubt that it won't crease because I've used a primer. So for me, it'll be just a matter of looking to see if it fades throughout the day. And yeah, I'm really curious as to how this lippy will do eating coffee and maybe having a little bit of a pastry or something amazing. And I'm going to be going into this little place called Square One. And it looks like a little hole in the wall, but it's an awesome coffee shop here in Edmonton. So I'm going to go hang out with a couple friends, and maybe I'll take some footage of what it looks like inside, because it's pretty funky in there. And we'll talk to you around 3. So it is 2:39, and this is what the lipstick looks like. So I had a cup of coffee and I had a grilled cheese sandwich for lunch, or half of a grilled cheese sandwich that it was kind of disgusting, so I didn't finish it. But yeah, it's still on. My lips are looking kind of dry here, but I think that's just because I'm dry in general. But I can still feel it on, and it looks pretty good. I think I'm going to just apply a little bit more, just because I want it to look fresh. So we will do that real quick. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. Okay. So we're gonna put this on. Another coat. That looks a little fresher, doesn't it? I love this color though, it's so weird. But anyway, so I just thought I'd put some extra on. Again, I'm applying this because it doesn't have any claim as far as a long wearing is concerned. And as far as the eyeshadow is concerned, we're looking, I think, pretty much the same. That's up close. So, yeah, that's a couple hours later. I will check in probably after supper. Yeah, so see you in a bit. Supper yet, but I thought I'd come on here and just talk about the lipstick. First of all, it's super comfortable. It doesn't feel overly creamy, so it almost works like a liquid lipstick, except it isn't as drying. However, now this could be an issue because of the color, but as you can see, it's collecting right along here, which I think looks horrendous, and it does look a little bit milky. So not too crazy about that, although I would just clean that out and reapply. I love the color. I love the color, and the formula is fine. It's not overly long wearing, but I applied it at 3. It's now 6, and this is what's left on my lips. So, and I've had a coffee again and that sort of thing. So this is the eyeshadow, and to me, it's still as vibrant as it was. So I'm really happy with the way things are looking. I will check back in a little bit later after I've eaten for a final check-in. So this is going to be my last check-in for the day. I will show you my eye makeup. It looks exactly the same way. There was no creasing, but of course I used a primer, but I always use a primer. I find these comparable to any other eyeshadow that I've used. Like I said in the beginning, the only downfall of this particular eyeshadow is that you've got to be careful in how much you're blending, because otherwise you can blend it away. But other than that, I think it gives a good look. It is easy to blend. So from that perspective, it is what it claims to be. As far as versatile, yes and no. You can definitely create a day look and an evening look, but you are more in the cool tone range, and the purples, kind of purple, plum, and gray is your main colors that you're going to be using. If that is your bag, then I think this eyeshadow palette is pretty good. Although I wasn't crazy about the shadows to begin with, and I was tempted to take it back to be honest, like I've used it 3 or 4 times now. And honestly, I've liked the look every single solitary time I've done it. So from that perspective, I'm happy with the looks I'm getting with it. So I think it's a pretty decent palette. It's definitely one of the better palettes that are out there in the drugstore. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. As far as the lipstick, I like the color. It is comfortable. This, like, it's pretty much all worn off because I ate supper. And again, it didn't say that it was long lasting. So from that perspective, it didn't claim to be anything, you know, amazing in that department. It said that it wasn't, it actually said it guaranteed that it wasn't drying or something like that. Anyway, it guaranteed the non-drying factor. I'm not sure I agree with that one because my lip, you know, felt pretty dry and it normally doesn't. So I don't know if it was just the day, but from that perspective, not so great. Didn't like the way it bunched in here. I thought that was really weird, but I love the color and it is very comfortable on the lips. Super opaque, great color payoff. So yeah, I guess it just depends on what you think. I would definitely recommend checking it out. As far as the shadow is concerned, is it as good as a high-end palette? I would say no, but is it can you compare it to the drugstore palettes? If I was comparing to drugstore palettes, for me, it would be way up on the top end of things, right up with Makeup Revolution, as far as how well it blends pigmentation, and the looks that I get. And it wasn't tons of work that you have to put in at all. And even the shimmery shades, you know, as soon as I added a bit of Fix Plus, it worked out pretty good. So I guess that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And other than that, have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.